What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, bringing you more games from the Starseries Season 3 LAN event. This time we are going to be watching Virtus Pro on the Radiant team versus Team Empire on the Dire side. And, well, Team Empire already going off with some big AoE team fight potential, but the bans, let's go over them. Batrider, kind of the flavor right now, the 0.75 hero to ban out. Darkseer and TA kind of, stable bans, and the Wisp is mostly a respect ban towards the usage of Team Empire's Wisp. Good to see that teams are actually learning to ban that hero out versus Team Empire. Just one housekeeping kind of thing, just to get that out of the way first. I do have a couple of extra Dota 2 invites. I know that there's been a whole bunch of them that have been going out. But if you want one of those, just leave a comment, and you have to be subscribed. And if you're not, then I'm going to laugh at you and then subtly ignore your comment. But yeah, if you are subscribed and you need an extra Dota pass for whatever reason, then yeah, I'll just hand some out, because I got 3 of them, and if anyone needs, I have. Of course, it's really easy to get them right now, but who cares? Let's go over who is going to be played this game, because that is kind of important when you're casting a game of Dota, to know what heroes are in the game. VP, they're going to first pick up the Rubik. Really, it's been a stable pick for as long as Rubik has really been in the game. Just the amount of versatility you get out of that hero is ridiculous. Kind of the same as Tidehunter. Definitely capable of soloing a hard lane, but also is a pretty good support hero. Jakiro is going to be that 3rd pick for VP. Another hero that has become really powerful as of late because of the Ice Path changes. He was seen from time to time before that Ice Path was changed, but just the fact that Ice Path is now a guaranteed hit, or like a pretty much guaranteed hit, and then it's so very cheap, makes Jakiro one of, if not the best support hero in the game. So VP, their support lineup is extremely solid. They have two potential solo lanes in the Tidehunter bot, Rubik mid. They also have the Jakiro, who most likely is going to be playing that lane supporter. But either way, they do have a lot of heroes who don't really need a whole lot of experience, a whole lot of gold to be effective in a fight. Empire, on the other hand, they're going to go with the Naga Siren Enigma plus the Keeper of the Light. It's been seeing a little more play as of late, but Naga Siren Enigma definitely is a huge setup in and of itself. You get that Song of the Siren into Black Hole goodness, and you can charge up horses right behind that, so that'll be some pretty good team fight potential from Empire. The right-click damage from Naga Siren will also be pretty high. Let's see if the Keeper of the Light is going to go with the Naga Siren and actually be a lane supporter, or going to go towards that bot lane. But either way, we do have some more bans coming out. Empire would be pretty good for them to ban out the heroes that need farm or would like to have farm and experience. Because VP, what they need right now are primary farm heroes, and well, there's simply too many to ban out. So Team Empire, they're just going to have to make some strategic bans. Ban out the ones that VP are most likely to pick up. I don't know, it could really be anything, like the Brewmaster. Okay, Doombringer, I guess, is a way to go. Jungle Doombringer, 0.75, it works. But like CK, maybe Anti-Mage, or Morphling. Actually, Morphling is probably not that big of a threat anymore, but the Lifestealer even, Airman, is pretty good on that Lifestealer. But yeah, those are the kind of bans that would be coming out from Team Empire. VP, they're just trying to shut down Empire's lanes. They know that the Enigma is going into the jungle. There's not really much you could do about that. But right now, they're just banning the heroes that could solo the mid lane / solo that hard lane. Keeper of the Light is capable of doing that hard lane. So possibly they want to force Team Empire into picking up another lane support hero for Naga Siren. Leshrac is actually still in the pool, so that would be a fantastic pickup for really either team. If VP do get that Leshrac, then he's going to be a little bit wealthier, going to get a little bit more of the farm. And if Team Empire pick that up, then Ensnare into a Split Earth is pretty darn good. Even with the slight nerf to the Diabolic Edict, you have to like raise your hands and put him down if you want to cast it. It makes it a little bit more inconvenient, but still the amount of damage that he could put out, especially if he's set up, is pretty huge. Unfortunately for us, we're not going to be seeing the Leshrac this game. He is currently banned out. Team Empire, they're going to go for the Enchantress ban as well. I don't know, I guess Tidehunter and Rubik could both solo lanes. So maybe they're just worried about Jakiro, Farmer Hero X, and then Jungling Hero Enchantress. It kind of makes sense. So let's see what VP are going to do now. The real thing is, are they going to force the Tidehunter solo lane? Are they going to force a Rubik to solo a lane? And who is going to be their primary farmer? Now, Tidehunter soloing a lane, especially the hard lane, is not the best. If you could somehow put him up against another melee hero and they're 1v1, then the Tidehunter will have the time of his life. But Team Empire, I mean, Nagasiren most likely is going to be getting a good deal of support from, I don't know, the Keeper of the Light or whoever else they decide to pick up as a support hero. So Tidehunter's not going to have the best time, and it is going to be the Lifestealer. So Airman's Lifestealer, seen it plenty of times, and it works. Especially when you combine the Lifestealer up with a whole bunch of lockdown. You have the Ice Path, Telekinesis, and then of course the slows that Jakiro Tidehunter do bring to the table. So Lifestealer will have a fairly easy time sticking on his targets, which is really one of the weaknesses of the hero. Once you use that open wounds, it's really hard to stick on your targets and then bring them down. So it's going to be dependent on his team to lock down the targets so the Lifestealer can do the damage. Empire, they're going to pick up Bane Elemental as a support hero. Most likely that will force Keeper of the Light into a bot lane role. Just going to be using that Illuminate to try to snipe off some creep kills here and there. But Bane plus Nagasiren, I mean, just the whole idea of Bane Elemental in general, just a whole bunch of disable and kind of just crowd control effects. The VP are going to go last pick that Nature's Prophet, so it most likely is going to be a Nature's Prophet, Lifestealer, Jakiro 2.5 lane in the bottom, Tidehunter top, Rubik in mid. Of course they do have some versatility there. They could switch it up if they want to, but Bane Elemental, I mean, he's a kind of a short range hero. He does do some pretty good damage. And Team Empire, they had a pretty good giant team fight lineup, which is kind of where Bane doesn't fit in. Bane is more of a single target hero, being that all of his abilities are single target, but also, I mean, he can't really do much in that giant team fight situation. Yes, locking down the Lifestealer is fantastic. Fiend's Grip does go through Rage, do a little bit of damage to him as well, so that Nagasiren could just wail on that Lifestealer. So I guess it's a pretty good counter to the magic immunity of the Lifestealer. And Bane Elemental is kind of, it's been fairly inconsistent as far as how many times we've seen him in games. I know that Art Styles Dare used to play the Bane Elemental quite a bit. Navi experimented with him a little bit also. But now Team Empire, they're going to give it a whirl. It worked last time, I believe it was them who picked up the Bane Elemental. So what Team Empire needs right now, they just simply need a mid lane. And they're going to go for Nyx Assassin. That is cool. I haven't seen a Nyx Assassin yet. The only Nyx Assassin game I've seen is that last game from TI2, where the Nyx Assassin didn't work, but I think that's because they didn't give him enough experience. If Nyx Assassin solos the mid lane versus Rubik, he'll do okay. I mean, Rubik will definitely have the advantage, but Nyx Assassin kind of would be similar to a melee, to a Brewmaster in such a situation. He'll be able to burn the mana of Rubik, do a little bit of damage to him as well. And then once he gets the levels up, he'll be perfectly fine. Anyway, on the Empire side, be it Blairbrain, going to be hard carrying it up. Silent is going to be supporting as Bane Elemental. I don't know why he's leaving the base with not full mana. Decided to cast Nightmare on Funnick, apparently. He's a little bit hurt from that. Why don't they just restore their life? That's kind of silly. But Funnick's playing the Enigma. Go Black is going to be playing that Keeper of the Light skill on the mid lane as the Nyx Assassin. On the VP side, Airman once again on that Lifestealer. NS is going to be playing that Jakiro Twin-Headed Dragon. Tame My Wild. Oh, come on, short-term memory. Is that Mozart on Rubik? I don't know. Is Bandit Mozart? Bandit's Mozart. This guy's crazy on Rubik. And KSI is going to be playing the Nature's Prophet. I'm just going to call him, Tame My Wild and Bandit. But know that Bandit equals Mozart if you were watching the other games from VP when they were playing in the online stage. I don't know why they changed their names now. It's kind of inconvenient. But Tame My Wild is going to be playing that Rubik in the mid lane. And so far, it looks like my lane predictions are more or less correct. It looks like it might be a dual lane mid for Empire. Very interesting. VP definitely won't expect that coming out from the Empire side. That is going to leave Funnick on the hard lane as the Enigma. Well, he does have a lot of clarities, but he doesn't have any restoratives, so it's going to be a little bit awkward for him at least. And usually do want the Enigma into the jungle. Maybe he's just going to forego the lane altogether, because really what can Enigma do? He would probably benefit his team a lot more simply by going into the jungle and then farming it up there, rather than slightly denying a couple of creeps here and there from the Lifestealer. But a dual lane in the mid with the Nyx Assassin, Keeper of the Light, that means there's going to be unlimited mana on the Dire side and an unlimited lack of mana on the Radiant side. You can see mana burn already being picked up. Let's see how much mana this burns. Wow, that was a ton of mana. It's like about a third of his mana And Scandal could do that every single, well, I guess 28 seconds isn't the lowest cooldown in the world, but still, Rubik is going to be suffering as far as his mana pool goes. He is going for a fast bottle, so he's going to try to mitigate that through flat regeneration, or I guess burst regeneration. But still, Scandal and Go Black, they could do this all day long. So this lane, basically all about shutting down the Rubik, making sure that the Nyx Assassin gets as much harassment onto that Rubik as possible. And you can see already, below 150 mana Rubik is without Fade Bolt at level 2. Mana Burn is such an annoying spell. It used to be even more annoying. Like, it used to just be a flat amount, and it would be like 300 or something, like 290 mana. At level 4, it was crazy. You can see Bandit gonna take a net, a lot of right-click damage as well. He's not gonna go down because he does have a stout shield. But just the harassment damage, Empire flexing their muscles on this top lane, showing the Tidehunter that, hey, if you step up too close, we are going to kill you. And once Funnick decides that he's had enough of the jungle, he's gonna join in on the fun as well. Get it? Because he's Funnick. But yeah, the Enigma is going to be jungling this jungle, I guess. He's going to completely ignore this bottom lane, which is really a trend that we've been seeing a whole lot more. It's so hard to actually shut down a tri-lane or a 2.5 lane with one hero. You really need to put your own tri-lane up against it or get a really lucky dual lane. But even like having a Beastmaster or a Windrunner here, they usually don't get much just because support heroes are so vigilant around this area that they will pressure you back. They will deny you anything that you could possibly want. So why bother with that? Just send your hero to the jungle and everyone's happy. Looks like the top lane, Silence still harassing Bandit back with the Nightmares. Bandit, although, does have a stout shield, so Bane won't win a 1v1 fist fight. And if he tries, then he's going to die. He's only doing 30 damage a pop. Not exactly a good harassment situation, but what he is doing is buying space for Blow Your Brain. Actually does have a Quelling Blade plus a Poor Man's Shield. I guess Quelling Blade picked up for Anti-Natured Prophet, who is also jungling the jungle of the Radiant side. So there is that. So the farm for should be relatively even. Yeah, Rubik is doing okay as far as his farm goes. He's going to lose out on a lot of his harassment potential, but hey, Rubik's animation not that bad, so he could still sneak in a creep killer too. And Scandal, I mean, he's doing alright in the mid lane. Getting a lot of mana so he could spam out everything, but the farm should be pretty even actually. Slightly in favor of Empire, although the experience is more or less even. So no one's actually getting a substantial farm advantage in this game thus far. As far as kills go, nothing's gonna happen on the bot lane, clearly, because there's no one there. If someone does die on the bot lane, then NS is going to have to find a new career for himself because the support does not really work out for him. In the mid lane, it could be a little bit of danger zone. Rubik's got to watch himself. The burst damage coming from this Nyx Assassin isn't the largest, especially with purple being out of mana, so that won't really be doing a whole lot of damage there. The Impale does still do a good amount of damage, and if he gets hit by a couple horses, then the Rubik, it could very easily fall. Top lane, the Tidehunter is also fairly vulnerable. Blur Brain's lane is pushed out quite a bit though, so Tidehunter is going to have a chance to get a little bit of experience there. Also going to be relatively safe in the shadow of his own tower. Something additional to keep in mind is that VP, they do have an Natured Prophet on the map, so he could be all over the map, have that constant threat of a teleport gank in. Scandal racing the Twin-Headed Dragon to a rune, I think. I don't know. Yeah, Rubik actually got it. It was on the top lane. So, yeah, Empire, they definitely have a couple more chances to get kills going with the roaming Jakiro that they kind of have going right now. And Empire, their kills are mostly going to come from the lanes, whereas the VP ganking can happen anywhere on the map. So Natured Prophet, just that threat of Natured Prophet is such a huge thorn in your side if you're on Team Empire right now. But it's like Funnick has moved down to this bot lane. Gonna try to handle this Lifestealer just a little bit, but Lifestealer already with a Hand of Midas, something like a 4-minute, 3-minute Hand of Midas. So you could jungle all day, or at least just wait until the Enigma pushes out that lane. But the Lifestealer is going to be well on his way to carrying this game for VP. Empire, on the other hand, well, Blairbrain's not doing too bad himself. He's behind in gold, just behind the Enigma and the Lifestealer. Scandal, I mean, he's with the double damage rune on the Rubik. It's kind of hard to contest that, but Scandal's going to get telekinesis back into the tower, throw out some spikes, and Rubik is doing okay on this lane. I mean, yes, having no mana is kind of a pain in the ass, but he's not taking enough damage to actually die. So despite the fact that this is not really the goal of this Empire lane, it's still working out pretty well for VP. I mean, this Empire lane with the Keeper of the Light, Nyx Assassin, is to just make Rubik have as difficult as a time as he possibly can. And, well, they aren't out farming him, because he did get that double damage rune, which contributed a ton of mana for him. Oh, Silent, gonna get a Nightmare onto the Rubik. The horses are going to charge in. Impale's gonna open up, and the horses to fly through, and Bane Elemental with the purple globs of death does kill the Rubik for the first blood. Rubik had no idea that the Bane Elemental was... Oh my god, when are these announcers people gonna shut up? Holy crap. The Rubik had no idea that the Bane Elemental was heading down towards that lane. No ward coverage on that top river. So really he was walking into a death trap. But Rubik, I mean, he's not yet level 6. And Scandal should be, yes, he's hitting level 5 now. So they're both level 5 for a small period of time. Scandal is going to burn out a ton of mana, as much mana as he can from the Rubik. The Rubik has been doing pretty well. He's been controlling the runes, or most of the runes at least. So he's been getting a whole lot of... What? Okay, I guess Enigma... Why is he over there? That's... The creep wave was over here. Why would... Okay, I don't know what happened, but the Enigma does drop to the Lifestealer, so Lifestealer is going to be pretty happy about that. More kills for the Lifestealer will help him a great deal in the late game. Player Brain still farming on this top lane. Lifestealer still farming on the bot lane, but Lifestealer with the Hand of Midas with the additional kill under his belt is going to have a long run edge in this game. Still, this Nyx Assassin not yet level 6. Once he does hit that level 6 mark, the VP side has to be very careful. A Vendetta gank with the Nyx Assassin is very deadly stuff. Even if you are the Lifestealer, you got to be really quick on that rage. Single Vendetta hit into Impale could mean a lot of damage is coming your way. More than likely, it's going to be someone like the Tidehunter who's in a little bit more trouble, because Teal does have the protection of both the Nature's Prophet and the Twin-Headed Dragon, just a little bit away. So if he does get jumped in any sort of capacity, he's going to be in trouble. Now, open wounds onto Funnick. He does have a lot of Eidolons up. The Black Hole is going to get cancelled by the Ice Wall, and Funnick is going to drop. Very, very close right there. But Aaron with the Lifesteal did regain a lot of HP after that Black Hole. If the Ice Path was not there, then the Enigma would have definitely gotten the kill onto Airman. Using the Black Hole plus the Eidolons, which are maxed out. Yes, the Eidolons are maxed out, so they do a ton of damage. Airman, though, did have NS right around the corner, as I said before. Jakiro supporting with that long-range stun. Just cancel off that Black Hole immediately, so that Airman could just go to town on that very soft Enigma. We might not see a little bit of a gank onto the Rubik. No, it's just Keeper of the Light. He didn't even fire any horses. But now Scandal is level 6. He does have that Vendetta. So now the Rubik's got to watch out. He's got to play close to the tower. If he gets over here, he's pretty much dead. If he takes an Impale, I mean, Nyx Assassin could have... Oh, there we go. I do believe that was spotted out. Yes, it was definitely spotted out. Tamar Wild knows what's up. Scandal is going to try to wait it out, I guess. But Rubik, I mean, he saw that. I don't know if he actually saw the Nyx Assassin go invisible, but he definitely sees the fact that the Nyx Assassin is no longer in this lane. So he's going to hug the tower until the Nyx Assassin pops out, like he does right now. Then he's going to go back to farming. Nyx Assassin really not fulfilling his role as an assassin quite yet. Got one assist in that kind of skirmishy thing right here. But still, the main weakness of Nyx Assassin is that he just needs so much experience to be effective. Like, if you ever have a hero where you are conflicted about which skills to max out, it means they are a very level-intensive hero, and he needs the Impale, he needs the Mana Burn cooldown. Despite Carapace, the more stun you have, the more useful you are to your entire team. He's not going to have those maxed out for quite a while. Silence and Funnick on this bot lane. They do have the Keeper of the Light coming in to support. You might look for a little bit of a push. Although against a Jakiro who has 3 points of that dual breath, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to accomplish anything. Looks like instead they're going to take a little bit of the jungle farm. Nyx Assassin does have Vendetta up once again, plus a double damage rune. So you could go for a kill on Rubik, although I do think Rubik, yes, he did see the Nyx Assassin grab that rune, so he's going to be, once again, holed up in the tower. Looks like NS is going to find Funnick. Lots of Eidolons doing a lot of damage to the Shakiro. Shakiro might just go down to these summons. It's going to be very close. He does drop. Now Scandal has arrived. Going to get a stun onto Bandit. Airman going to go straight for the Enigma, though. No black hole this time. He's going to hide in the trees. Not successful, though. Blurbrain has even arrived. Going to take down the Nature's Prophet as Tame Wild is going to get netted to the floor. And oh my god, what kind of bullshit is that? Tame Wild getting denied by a neutral because the Satyr Hellcaller wants blood. But Go Black using that Spirit Form plus Recall, bring that Naga Siren down to that bot lane. So it ends up being simply a 1-for-1 trade. Enigma in exchange for the Nature's Prophet. I believe that was it, right? Yeah, that was it. Rubik taking a death. He did lose some gold. You do lose gold when you die to neutrals. But the enemy didn't get anything, so I guess that kind of works out for VP. He was dead anyway, so getting that neutral deny was the best thing that could have happened right there. And Empire, I'm sure they'll be pissed about that. Sometimes the shockwaves come out, sometimes they don't. It's really hard to gauge stuff like that. But anyway, Empire, did it actually count towards 2, 4? Yeah, it did count. Okay, so it's essentially 3-3. But Airman does have 3 of the kills. He has 100% of the kills on the VP side. So VP, they're looking really, really good so far in this game. Blurbrain is getting a lot of farm, yes. But oh no, Scandal going to get into an Ice Path, and the Dual Breath, the Gush, the Anchor Smash, enough to annihilate that Nyx Assassin. No time to get that Spike Carapace off. Try to get out of there through some way. The top tower does get destroyed by the Enigma. Those level 4 Eidolons, you can tear down a tower like nobody's business. So they're Empire's making good of their early mid game so far. Problem for them is that Lifestealer is a lot more relevant at this point in the game than he really should be. His Hand of Midas treads working on that armlet, and he's going to find Silent. He does have Fiend's Grip. He's instantly going to use it as Scandal's coming in with the Vendetta. One huge hit plus the spikes. Going to burn out the rest of his Lifestealer's mana, so now he doesn't have any escape. Lifestealer might go down. He's going to pop a Magic Charges. Does have enough for Infest, but the Nightmare is going to do him in, actually. He was so scared, and then he died. I guess, yeah, Bane Elemental used Dream Eater or something like that, but hey, they do pick off the Lifestealer, which is exactly what they needed to do. Not the most gold on the Lifestealer. Like, a lot of the gold they did lose was unreliable. I mean, like, he does have a lot of reliable gold, so he didn't lose the most, I don't think. But still, all that time where the Lifestealer is not going to be farming, not going to be using that Hand of Midas. Hand of Midas is going to be available to him for the entire time when he is dead. So that is a much needed gank for Empire. They need to keep doing that. That's really what you have to do when you have the Nyx Assassin. Just be all over the map. Kind of be like a Nature's Prophet. Just have the other team scared of walking anywhere because they know that the Vendetta could come at any second. But Scandal instead getting a little more farm, getting his items up. Makes perfect sense. But whenever you do have Vendetta, you typically do want to look for something. Excuse me. Looks like what they're going to be looking for is a tier 1 mid tower. Eidolon's not the most, but with the horses to annihilate this creep wave, as shown in figure 1. I love that. It's awesome. And the Eidolons to be summoned. They will be able to take down this tower. Nature's Prophet sending in a lot of fodder to the front lines. His ultimate bouncing through as well. The Cannon Blast is arming. It's going to fire through. Going to hit on the Tidehunter, but Tidehunter does get a gush and a long-range Ice Path onto Funnick. Do they want to burn the Ravage for this? No, Dual Breath is going to be enough. Nature's Prophet with the last right click does pick up that Enigma kill once again. Go Black is bringing someone back. Who is he bringing back? Not bringing back anyone, apparently. He was trying to bring someone back, but that just ended up being wasted mana. But Enigma takes yet another fall, 1-4 on the Enigma. He's not having a great game. The tower does get denied as well by the Nature's Prophet. In the meantime, bot lane, Airman is going to take another Fiend's Grip. Scandal has arrived. Going to burn out a lot of Airman's mana, but now he does have Rage. Doesn't matter though. One more hit is going to do it. The Brain Sap is actually the thing that does it. Now KSI going to be in a little bit of trouble, but no, the Ice Path is there to support. Scandal going to pop off that Vendetta, but I do believe that was spotted. He wants to kill on KSI, just using it for the movement speed, actually, for Silent. Does he have mana? He doesn't have any mana. The stun is there, and KSI is locked in a death arena with Scandal. The Dual Breath will be enough to kill off Scandal, but the forces from the sidelines sniping off the kill. Go Black with Keeper of the Light and Illuminate, getting that. And Naga Siren popping off the ultimate kind of unnecessarily. Nothing else was going to happen. It was trying to save that Nyx Assassin, but unfortunately it was a little bit too little too late. The score now stands 6-7, although essentially 6-6 with that neutral deny. And the towers, well, the mid lane got denied, the top lane got destroyed, so Empire should have a slight edge unless the Lifestealer's farm is keeping the VP side afloat, which it kind of is. But Empire, I mean, you expect them to have a little bit of an edge with a Nyx Assassin on the board. They kind of need to get these kills, or else late game Nyx Assassin is kind of useless. Really, the whole idea of Nyx Assassin, at least most of the time, is just hunt around the map, use your burst damage to get kills. And then if that doesn't happen, then, well, you're in a very awkward position, because Nyx Assassin doesn't scale all that well into the late game. He could remain very relevant within like, 30 minutes. But after that, I mean, usually the core item for Nyx Assassin is going to be the Dagon. So you could burst people down, and then that's it. You just burst someone down, turn on Spike Carapace, hope you don't die. Looks like this bot lane tower, is going to get destroyed by Aaron. Now with the armlet finished. This armlet is the 0.75 armlet, so he could surf with that very, very effectively, which I'm sure is going to happen. Such an annoying item. I hate this item. I hate this item on the enemy side. I like having it. It's very nice. And Assassin, once again, does have that Vendetta up. He could go around ganking. And Empire, they should be ganking a lot more. Even if it's not for the purpose of getting kills, just constantly threatening the VP side of the map will allow Brain to farm that much easier. And they have the exact perfect heroes to do it. The invisibility detection is non-existent in the VP jungle. And if the Nyx Assassin finds a Nature's Prophet or something, then oh my god, come on, speak. The Nature's Prophet is going to be pretty much screwed. I'm just going to go drink water. Maybe that would help me get my words out correctly. But Empire, they successfully de-warded this entire area. Some pretty good ward and sentry ward coverage from them. They're going to go for Roshan, the Eidolons. They should be able to take this down, and, well, VP, they're not reacting at all. So they definitely have no idea that this is happening. And with Silent in the mid lane, I mean, they expect Brain to be in his own jungle, but not in the Roshan pit, as the Naga Siren now does have a double life. Going for a Diffusal Blade after Arcane Boots, so it's going to be a very damage-heavy build, an early damage-heavy build from the Naga Siren. So Empire possibly looking to capitalize early mid-game. Because if they wait until the late game, this Lifestealer is going to be so scary. It's going to be very, very rough for them. Oh no, Silent. You gotta move, bro. He does have Phase Boots plus Smoke of Deceit. He should be fine unless he runs into Nature's Prophet. He is going to run into Nature's Prophet, but he has two heroes on his tail. He cannot turn around to fight this, even with the Naga Siren to support him. This could be very, very messy right now. What actually got stolen? Riptide got stolen by Rubik. Not the most useful spell there. But we might also have an engagement on this bot lane at the same exact time. Funnick does have quite a sizable creep army. There's the open wounds on the Funnick, as well as the rage from Airman. Gonna pop that black hole, but an instant ice path cancel once again. Funnick is gonna drop. KSI even teleporting in here. Scandal trying to run away with that the Carapace? Spike Carapace, yes, that's what it's called. The Nightmare does get passed around. Ooh, KSI stealing that Nightmare with the Treant. But the Enigma drops once again. And now another open wounds onto Silent. They see Scandal as well. He's going to try to do something to NS, do a lot of damage, get a 2-man spiked as well. NS could probably drop to a mana burn, but he doesn't have the mana, he doesn't have the cooldown actually. Now Scandal might be in a little trouble. Airman doing the heavy damage on him. Sprout is going to keep Scandal actually safe from the Lifestealer. A little bit of a mistake there. Brain and Golak do get slowed down by the Ravage, but the horses do fly through. And now the sleep onto Airman. They could kill off this Lifestealer very, very easily. Does pop the Rage, but the net is there to cancel that off. He's going to try to teleport out here. It's going to be very close. The spikes not in time. He just does safely, barely, escape with his life. But still, the kill score is very, very even in this game. Tamar Wild, and all the while on this mid lane, pushing that out, pushing this tower just a little bit, down to 438 HP. But Brain is now right on its bot lane, level 4 on those illusions, so they're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. This tower is going to be dropped. And, oh, they know Tamar Wild's here. He has an invisibility rune. And he's going to be safe, actually. Huh. Well then. He's going to live. Maybe he's going to look for a ball or deny. Airman is going to come in once again. Brain's got to watch out. Teleportation coming in as well. Scandal's going to get lifted up into the air. Going to pop off his Carapace, but it's not enough because, you know what? Lifestealer has Rage. Just tearing right through, and this tower is going to get killed. But by the VP side, that is the second deny that they have had. So they're looking very, very good this game. Lifestealer is getting everything that he would ever want, and Empire is getting denied left and right. So far, this Nyx Assassin, I gotta say, not working out for them. Because Nyx Assassin, I mean, if once the enemy gets a couple sentry wards, then you're in a little bit of a rough time. So, and they also did invest the Keeper of the Light in that mid lane as well. Silent, gonna find Tame My Wild. Horses? Horses? No, not gonna be horses. Nightmare? Where's the brain sap? Funnick gonna move in. Doesn't have a black hole, instead net onto the Rubik. They just want this Rubik kill. The horses are gonna fly through. That does pick up that kill. Funnick gonna try to get a stun onto this Tidehunter, but no, the Treants get summoned. Now Funnick might be a little bit over his head. He's gonna get silenced by an Orchid. Here comes Airman. Gonna look towards the Enigma once again. Enigma is so freaking dead. Scandal is trying to make an opening here. He's gonna get the Vendetta hit onto Airman and try to go for spikes, but it actually doesn't cast off. Gonna get a two-man stun there, but Airman's still very, very healthy. Couldn't Armed with Surf a lot of that health into his pool. It's not gonna be enough though. Naga Siren with the net does go through that rage, as I mentioned before. Now Bandit in a little trouble. He's gonna get stunned by the spikes from Scandal and then Illuminate once again. Empire taking a very, very good fight, even though really it didn't look that great for them. I mean, the Enigma got picked off before he could really cast anything. An Assassin with a couple of two-man impales, plus the constant horses flying through from Keeper of the Light, and VP, well, they just got kited once again. I mean, Lifestealer is having a little bit of trouble sticking onto his targets. And Empire, I mean, they have the net, which is really one of, if not the best tool against a... Oh, that was close. Against a Lifestealer. Because rage or no rage, he's not moving anywhere with that net. Can even cancel a teleportation, and Blur Brain, once he gets that net off, he's going to go to town on that Lifestealer. VP, they're still in a pretty good position because Lifestealer is that farmed. But Empire, they're fighting back, using their mid-game power. The ultimate from Enigma wasn't even up that fight. And even I'm sure if he did get it off, it would have been cancelled by an Ice Path regardless. Ravage was not used either in that fight. Bandit had no good opportunity to use that. They really didn't expect that fight to go south as quickly as it did. And they caught off the Enigma, and they really, at that point, you would expect Empire to fall back. But they just kept fighting. And I do think that VP weren't exactly prepared for that. They were shuffling a little bit back and forth, and you know, they weren't sure if they were going to fight this or if they had to fight it at all. But regardless, that fight did go to Empire. Haste onto Nyx Assassin. V finds KSI. KSI is going to be in a world of hurt. But wow, these VP players, they're just playing so intelligently right now.